pop, rock and roll, all at one station. 91.1 FM, The Boss. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas, 91.1 FM, The Boss. We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your fusion radio, top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll, all in one station, mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas, 91.1 FM, The Boss. Go to youtube.com on your smartphone, tablet, or PC. Subscribe us.
Welcome to The Legal Fix, a new age radio show brought to you by The Tough Law Firm. We're the toughest law firm in town, with the toughest lawyers around answering your toughest legal questions.
Hey there, welcome to The Legal Fix, a new age radio show brought to you by the Tough Law Firm. We're the toughest law firm in town with the toughest lawyers around answering your toughest legal questions. Call our hotline at 936-900-2381. I'm your host, the big deal, Bruce Tuff, here with
Big deal.
Boy Wonder Brandon Riley and super lawyer G.I. Jerome Jeremy Hall. Welcome, gentlemen. Hey, today we're discussing living the American dream through immigration with our special guest, Luis F. Hess, an immigration attorney with the Hess Law Firm in the great Woodlands, Texas. Hey, Luis, welcome to The Legal Fix.
Thank you for having me, Bruce.
Hey, it's been a long time coming, man. We've been trying to get you forever.
I know. It's always a question of scheduling. And, you know, it's never quite convenient when one person's off for a couple of weeks because they had a baby. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about G.I. Jerome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Your wife, really.
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Not according to G.I. Jerome.
He's Scottie Pippen.
We watched The Legal Fix during delivery.
He called in. That was awesome.
Yeah.
We loved it. Yeah,
wailing in the background.
Certainly your wife appreciated it.
So, Luis, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. I know your resume. I've looked at the resume, but instead of me going through it, tell us where you grew up and why you wanted to become a lawyer. And you got an extensive resume, so cover all your stuff, okay?
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Bruce, for letting me be here and join you guys. So, to answer your question, I grew up in Barnesville, Oklahoma. My dad was a chemical engineer for Conoco. But my parents themselves come from Mexico, so I ended up spending a good portion of my childhood traveling back and forth between the U.S. and Mexico. Got an interest in international relations because of that. From there, left for St. Louis University.
Is that your family up on the screen?
Yes, that is my family.
That's mom and dad next to you, to the right of you?
That would be, to the right would be my wife in the middle, and then my mother's either sisters or cousins.
Okay.
Who is the power of Mexicali?
Yeah, in the gray hair. We want to know her.
That is my aunt. She's very proud to be from Mexicali. That's where close to where my mother grew up. That photo is actually of us taking our daughters for my parents' 40-year anniversary a couple years ago, and they celebrated in Mexico.
So are you first generation?
Technically,
in your family?
yes.
Technically, first generation. And you were born where?
Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
And you're from where in Mexico, your family?
My mother's from a small little town called Guadalupe, Victoria. It's probably a town of maybe 10,000 people, but the closest large town to it is Mexicali or Tijuana, if you know where Tijuana is. So.
Oh, of course, Tijuana. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of good stuff.
Right across the border from California and San Diego, yeah.
That's right, the great desert that is Mexicali.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, sorry, we interrupted you. Go on.
No, it's okay. So I ended up being a triple major in undergrad, poli-sci, philosophy, and econ. But I spent a year in Spain.
Nerd alert.
Well,
Nerd alert. Oh,
Nerd
call.
alert. Oh, caller coming in. Caller coming in. Everybody's
okay.
going to want to know about immigration.
Hello.
Hold that thought.
All right.
Hello, caller.
Welcome to the Legal Fix.
What's your question?
Oh, hi.
What's your question?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What's your question?
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. This is Dorian Perez. I'm actually a Mexican investor. I do live in Guadalajara. I saw Luis has a webpage, and I'm seeking for information towards an investment visa. I don't know if what can be done. I'm planning on investing on U.S. A construction. Well, I have a construction business actually. So, where do I start?
Investment visa, Luis Hess.
You're all the right
We're going to be
place.
lined up with calls. Everybody's
right.
going to want to know. Thank you, Luis.
That works. So to answer your question, if you're in Mexico and you have a construction company there and you're looking to do something similar here, the easiest thing that can be done to get you and your family here in the United States is by opening up a brand new business. Doesn't matter if it's an LLC, doesn't matter if it's an Inc., where you are the 100% owner or your business in Mexico is the 100% owner. We open up not only the business and the bank account, the name of the business, but the idea is that you bring in money here into the United States, at least $100,000, and that you use that money to start a business. So if we're talking construction, there's plenty of construction opportunities here in the greater Houston area, whether we're talking about residential property, commercial property, doesn't really matter. But if you're using that money to buy land, construct new buildings, new homes, or even renovating, through that process, you'll have either employees or contractors, doesn't really matter. But the idea is that you use that money to build, to employ people, and that's good enough in order to get you an investment visa that's good for 4 years. With that, you can bring your spouse if you want to. You can bring your kids if you want to. Yes, if you want to. And the great thing about it is not only do you get a Social Security number, your spouse also gets a Social Security number. Your kids can go to school here in the United States without issue up until the age 21. And that visa can be renewed every 4 years without issue so long as the business is doing his actual job. So that is if you buy, flip, real estate, if you construct and occupy or construct and rent real estate, that works. So what type of scenario you're describing is something that we typically are doing here in the greater Woodlands area, and that's mainly because of the number of development opportunities that exist.
Great.
Wow, so
All
that's
right.
$1,000 consultation.
Yeah,
And
see,
answer
that
to a
was-
phone
that
call
was
right
impressive.
There. That's amazing.
Well, here's the interesting thing about this. He can take this investment visa if it's let's say it's a wholly owned subsidiary of the business that he has in Mexico. Most Mexican businesses are in the form of an SAI de Seve, very very similar to an LLC. The primary difference is in Mexico that you have to have at least two partners. You can't just be a sole owner like you can in the U.S. So if the Mexican business is the owner, the holding company, if you would, just across the border, we can convert this investment visa to potentially a intra-company transfer. It's the same concept as what Exxon does. Exxon, as we all know, has offices all across the globe. And the way Exxon brings those expats into the United States is with an L1 visa. The idea is that they're working for the business abroad as a subsidiary. They're being transferred, literally transferred from wherever they are here to the United States. That transfer makes it very simple to get the L visa. The primary difference between the E2 investment, which we've been talking about, and a transfer is that the L1 is looking at the business in Mexico or abroad in general, that has a commercial space, has a website, has customers, has clients, pays its taxes, has all the trappings that you would expect with a running business, and they're being transferred to a new office here in the United States. The reason that people typically want to go from an E2 to an L1 is once you have the L1 and once you have employees, we can then convert that to a green card.
Good deal.
So permanent residency.
Yeah,
So it always
that's
becomes
good.
a question of what's the objective? Is the objective to be here for the United States, test it out. Okay, the E2 works great. But is your primary objective to get a green card in, let's say, 3 years? We can also set up the legal structure and immigration structure so that meets your goals.
Okay, thank you, Luis. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back. We're going to put Luis Hess on the hot seat. We've got some hot topics. We're going to talk about Rittenhouse. We're going to also talk about Travis Scott. Had some events happen. And we're going to put verses on G.I. Jerome and Boy Wonder. But we'll be back with your toughest legal questions for immigration super lawyer Luis Hess. We'll be right back.
Perfect.
I'm Bruce Tuff, principal of the Tuff Law Firm. We are a full-service law firm serving the greater Woodlands area and the greater Houston area. Contact us at 281-681-0808. We're tough for you.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hi, I'm NASCAR driver Kyle Larson. Whatever I'm driving, I do everything I can to stay focused and safe. You should too. That means no drinking and driving, ever. Because even the smallest amount of alcohol can make you skid out of control. Remember, drink, drive, go to jail.
Hey, we're back to the Legal Fix with our super lawyer, Luis Hess, asking your toughest immigration questions. During break, we had a few phone calls that came in. We couldn't take those calls, so we're going to try to move extra fast. We're going to do a rapid-fire cross-examination for the hot seat. Jerome, you want to swear him in?
Yeah, Luis, we're going to swear you in. Do you understand how the hot seat works? Have you seen it?
It's been a while.
We're going to ask you 40 questions, rapid fire.
All right.
Cross-exam. You get one free pass. Every pass after results in a 10-second penalty.
All right.
If your answer is evasive, Brandon and I will object. If Bruce sustains, that counts as a pass. Current champ, Paula Hughes, 2 minutes, 25 seconds. One question every 2.9 seconds. The average is about 5.5 seconds to answer a question. Don't be Rob Eisler, 10 seconds per question. But before that, we have a caller.
We have a caller. Take the call. Let's take it. That's what our show's about. All right. Hello, caller.
Welcome to the Legal Fix.
What's your question?
Hello, guys. Good afternoon.
Hey, howdy. Howdy. Happy Friday.
Thank you. This is Nick in Texas. I was calling to talk about vaccine mandate.
All right. Vaccine mandates.
What's
Nick.
your question, Nick?
Yes.
So I was calling to see if a company imposes a vaccine mandate where I'm required to test in the state of Texas. Are they required to reimburse me or cover my charges for that?
Boy Wonder's got your legal fix.
I mean,
The answer is yes, in my opinion. Yeah, it's
Boy
a big
Wonder,
yes.
you answered this earlier today.
Yeah,
Boy Wonder,
he did,
you said
but
yes
Boy
immediately.
Wonder's on
Why
the
are
hot
you all
seat, and he's
nervous
kinda
on
like
the
going,
air? He's like,
let me think.
Joe Biden's
Okay,
gonna call
it's
you
a yes.
after.
I can tell you that
Joe
right
Biden's
now.
gonna crush you.
When my boys don't pull the trigger fast enough, I do it for them.
Yes, Bruce says yes.
The emergency temporary standard. So we're answering a question that doesn't have an answer yet.
Well, that's why we are who we are.
Yeah.
We create the answers. We create law.
The big deal says yes.
Yeah, big deal says yes.
Big deal says yes. Nick. Nick, was it?
Yeah.
Boy Wonder's uncertain.
All right. Thank you,
Okay,
Nick. We appreciate the call. Okay, we're going to go to the hot seat.
Hot
there
seat.
we go.
Bye, Nick.
You guys
Bye.
swear him on?
All right, ready?
Okay, yeah, swearing in. State your full name for the record.
Luis Fernando Hess.
Fernando, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, in your version of the truth, to answer the most questions with the least words as fast as you can?
C.
Okay, he's ready.
C.
All right, start the tick. It's on. How do you spell Luis?
L-U-I-S.
Is it Lewis and Clark or Thelma and Louise?
Neither.
Joe Louis or San Luis? How do you say that?
Obispo.
Obispo.
That's in California.
Is it like Jerry Lewis or St. Louis?
Neither.
Are you related to Charlton Heston?
No.
Kanye Hest?
No.
Yay.
Do you identify as Hispanic?
Yes.
Like Luis Gonzalez?
Luis Santos.
Luis Suarez.
Yes.
Do you drive a Hess truck?
Yes.
Sing it with me. The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. Hey y'all, the Hess truck's back.
Luis Hess, Esquire 3. That's a mouthful. Will you save the court reporter a few words, keystrokes, and change your name to Luigi F. Esquire?
Esquire.
Esquire.
Not Italian.
And I think you said what the F stands for in your name. What?
Fernando.
Is that kind of like Wheezy F?
Fernando.
Wheezy F,
Is that
baby.
Wheezy F,
I was a
baby?
boy,
Yes.
boy model.
Okay.
Fernando.
If you were a pro MMA fighter, what would your nickname be?
Hesscat.
Hesscat.
So, you're Bruce Buffer, and it's time. Introduce yourself for the main event.
Fighting out of the red corner.
Fernando Hess.
A 5'11" immigration attorney from St. Louis. Proud
Packing a
owner of a
powerful
leashed
punch.
cat.
Leashed cat.
Okay.
I'm going to pass.
Did
You
you
passed.
attend law school and undergrad at St. Louis
True.
University? Where is that located, St. Louis University?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Are y'all good at sports
In St. Louis?
at St. Louis U?
Yes.
What's your mascot?
The Billiken.
What's the rally cry?
There is no rally cry.
What's your school motto?
I'm unaware we have a school motto.
Where'd you go to Masters Academy?
You mean the master's degree?
Yeah.
University of Arizona.
What's your mascot?
The Wildcats.
Rally cry.
Don't recall.
Next.
How many daughters do you have?
3.
What are their names and ages?
Vienna Hess, Lucia Hess, and Maya Hess. 7, 5, and the youngest going to turn 2 tomorrow.
All right,
actually.
who's your
Wow.
favorite then?
Ooh.
Objection, unresponsive.
The
Sustained.
fourth one.
True or false? You leash your cat.
True.
Why?
To take him outside.
Does it like being leashed?
No.
What happens if it gets unleashed?
Unleashed.
It wonders.
It wanders.
It is like Stevie Wonder.
So we know
Kind of
there's
walks around blind.
the hidden meaning of who let the dogs out, right?
Woof,
What's the hidden meaning of the he mix who let the cats out? Do you know?
No.
Who's
Don't know.
smarter, you or the Hess cat?
Depends.
You or Kim?
There's only one.
I'm gonna
right
say
answer.
Kim.
Yeah, there's
Luis,
only one. Right.
I'm gonna save you. It's Kim. Luis San Miguel or David Matos? Who's smarter?
Luis San Miguel or David Matos?
Alan San Miguel.
You mean
missed that.
Alan.
Alan San Miguel
Yeah,
or
but-
David
well, him
Matos.
too. Okay.
All right. Do you wear short shorts to the gym?
No,
No.
I got your joke.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yes.
How much do you bench?
190.
Yay.
Isn't it true that you wear glasses just for style?
Sometimes.
What's your eyesight?
Negative 14 and over negative 11.
Do you have any other handicaps?
No.
How many days?
Only golf.
How many days a
Only
week do you not wear flip flops?
Do I not wear flip flops?
0. You wear them every day.
What kind of hair products do you use?
Just
Loose.
gel.
All right. Have you
Clay
ever
specifically.
received a permanent like Boy Wonder?
A permanent?
Yes.
Permanent.
Yeah, permanent.
No,
Is that-
perm.
is that wave
short for
natural?
perm.
Yes.
You
it
got
is
that.
nat-
You got that Castro swag.
Have you ever rocked a mustache?
Yes.
What about an American Dream stash?
Like a freedom broom.
Will you shave and keep just a pencil stash?
Keep just a penciler.
You have to get permission
Will you
from my
pencil
wife.
it in?
Yeah, pencil stash.
Hey, next Halloween,
Russell Brush.
will you go as Fidel Castro?
Na-
How about El Chapo?
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre indeed.
Yeah.
How about Saddam Hussein?
Oh,
Pass.
Saddam.
Do you have a will?
Yes.
Prenup?
Yes.
How much money will it take you to retire?
10 million.
Your most humble job?
Selling clothes.
How often you check social media?
Twice a day.
What apps?
Instagram and Facebook.
Commenting, posting, or just trolling?
All 3.
Have you cried in the last year?
Yes.
Month?
No.
All right.
Sum up your life philosophy in a word or phrase.
Grit.
One thing people don't know about you that you want them to know?
Pianist.
As an immigration attorney, do you broker the American dream?
Yes.
Can you escape from an ice hold?
Like Houdini? Or
Yeah.
I've never tried.
when you do crimmigration, when you do criminal plus immigration, you should call it crimmigration.
Most people do who do criminal work, but we avoid criminal. We refer out our criminal work.
I just came up with that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That was
you.
good.
Yeah,
How long does
sweet.
it take you to get to work in the morning?
30 minutes.
How many immigrants have you naturalized?
Over my career?
Yes.
Probably about 300.
How many green cards?
Well over 1,000.
¿Cuántos visas? How many visas?
Over 11-year period, probably about 2,000, 2,500.
How many
Whoa.
MasterCards?
MasterCard? 0 MasterCards.
What percentage of your clients lie to you?
Probably about a third.
Ooh.
Well, depends on what. I mean, there's always
We'll take a third.
Best kept secret
Yep.
about immigrating to the United States?
best kept secret. It is tax laws.
Hey, I put my green card in the wash, and now I have a gray card. Am I getting deported?
No, actually, just because your green card gets expired doesn't mean that your residency expires.
I don't have to have it on me at all times.
Hey, where do you find "Sorry, I just got deported" greeting cards?
CVS, I think.
CVS. I'll go with CVS.
¿Hablas español?
Sí, hablo español.
How do you order a cheeseburger in Spanish?
Quiero una hamburguesa con queso.
Say I'm not the father.
With cheese.
No soy el padre.
Tell
Yes,
Honey
Nino?
Badger I'm being detained on an ice hold.
Honey Badger.
The
Tell Honey
badge.
Say that again, Bruce.
We'll
Tell
spare
the
you on
Honey
that one.
Badger, habla en español. Tell the Honey Badger I'm being detained on an ice hold.
Estoy aquí con ICE en el cárcel.
Help! Asistir. What's
Where-
your favorite
Ayúdame.
favorite Spanish phrase that's butchered by English speakers?
Favorite Spanish phrase?
Butchered by English speakers. Estoy abogado.
No. No me manches.
Más cervezas, por favor.
¿Dónde está el baño?
¿Dónde están las cervezas?
Dog.
Assuming you're the top dog, who's the second best immigration lawyer in the Woodlands
In the Woodlands.
or in Montgomery County in Texas? You're the best. Who's the second best?
Second best? Probably Alan San Miguel, actually.
Nice.
Alan.
What's the meanest thing you
we
said
like
on the
his
phone
glass.
with a
We like his
government agency?
sunglasses. He rocks good
He
sunglasses.
does rock those.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
are very...
Alan
They're
rocks
called,
sunglasses.
they're called Ditos, is that
Yeah,
what they're called?
he's-
They're
he's-
Or
$1,000
aviators.
sunglasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
No, they're not
beautiful.
aviators.
No,
they're
he's-
Ditos.
yeah.
Time is ticking.
I did not
What's
know.
the meanest thing you've ever said on the phone with a government agency?
Said to a government agent?
Yeah, agency, an agent of the government.
While you're on the
F you,
phone
you're wrong.
for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
If you could be anything other than the gatekeeper of the American dream, what would you be?
Financial advisor, or actually a investment banker.
Paul Carroll.
What's your favorite lawyer movie show?
Carroll,
What's your favorite lawyer movie or show?
Avian.
The Rainmaker.
Oh,
Stranded on a
nice.
desert island, what's the one item you'd take?
Matches.
Top unchecked bucket list item.
Skydiving.
If you could live in another era, what would it be?
Another era?
Era. Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare.
Post World War II.
Yeah.
One food for life, what would you eat?
One. Steak.
Top speed
Good
in a
answer.
car. Fastest you've ever gone.
120.
What's your favorite place you've ever been?
Bahamas.
Name one person you're glad that they're dead. Hitler's always a good answer.
Yeah. We'll go
Stalin.
with that. AOC or Fred Cruz?
I don't know who Fred Cruz is.
Yeah, Freddie Cruz. He's a senator. Who's your favorite person in
Ted.
office? Favorite elected official?
Fair elected official.
Joe Biden. Kamala Harris.
Let's go, Brandon.
Michael.
Let's go,
Michael
Brandon.
Pennis.
Hey,
where are we going?
Who's your least favorite?
Least favorite, AOC.
Who's replacing Brady in HD8?
Don't know.
Luis Hess.
Luis Hess.
What's a better pet, a chained-up house cat or a caged tiger? Clearly the tiger.
It's the tiger.
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 You remember Mike Tyson, The Hangover, the Vegas show?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of tigers. I don't
Yeah,
see
that's
too
a
many
bunch of
Hess
tigers.
cats.
Yeah.
Well, they should try.
Would you rather eat dog meat at the dog track with Mina Long Dong
Who's
or dog food at the dog pound with Snoop Doggy Dog?
Snoop Doggy Dog.
Okay.
Would you rather wait on hold for 5 minutes to start every phone call the rest of your life, or get literally buried in paperwork and lose 4 teeth? Your choice of teeth.
Buried in paperwork.
Nice.
100-yard dash, you versus Carl Lewis. Who sings the national anthem? Oh, say can you
Will Smith.
Not top 10.
Rusty Hardin or Tony Busby?
Tony Busby.
Why does Deshaun Watson need so many massages?
Question of the year.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained. Did you love the hot seat?
Yes.
All
Luis
right,
has.
Luis has. We love you, man. Good
Well
job.
played. Well played.
All right, well,
Wow.
we burned through our whole second
Wow.
segment, so we're going to have to
Crushing
take another
Luis.
break.
Yes.
So we're going to be
Reverse
right
that.
back for the third segment. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey, Luis, so tell me, right before we cut off, background, you were in Air Force, you're a veteran, you were, we got a call too.
Everybody
I looked at
wants
the
to talk to
okay.
Louisa.
Yeah,
You're a
but
judge
you were a
advocate
judge
general,
advocate,
right?
Air Force. All right, who's calling? Hello?
Welcome to the
Welcome.
Legal Fix.
What's your question?
Yes, sir. Hello. My name is Hardik. Long time, first time. Welcome. It's very good to be on the show with everybody on the Legal Fix.
Hardik. Hey, Hardik, do you have an immigration question?
I do. Mr. Hiss like snake, right?
Yeah, has like a
Yes,
that's
yes.
man.
Mr. Hiss,
Good
I have
connection.
big question. So here is my problem. I have a
He has a big
let's call her a friend. Okay, she lives in Pakistan. Okay, we are going to try to bring her here. For
Is she nice?
well,
She is a nice.
very nice. She is very beautiful. I will send you
I
pictures.
know.
Anyway,
Take it from me.
yeah, I will post pictures on your page. She is very beautiful. Anyway, but
Please
back
don't.
to whatever. I know Mr. Hiss is very busy, so I don't want to take up too
What's
much
your
time.
question?
Yeah, hit him with it.
Okay, so I want to bring her here to the United States to come and live with me and my family. Because, she's, anyway, I want to bring
Very
her
nice.
here.
Bring
but
her.
she was, I guess, some sort of worker of a not a proper worker over in Pakistan. Is that what kind of problems will that cause me if I try to bring her here with a visa?
Well, her prior work experience doesn't necessarily won't necessarily bar her from being able to come to the United States. Does she already have a visitor visa or some other type of visa?
Oh no, she has never been here. Her family is very, very poor.
Okay.
She's never been here. But what I would like to do is very much maybe marry her, bring her here, and she can live with me and my family as one of my wives. Is kind of what the plan I had in my mind. But the problem is, I think she had some. I'll just tell you because you are my attorney now. Like she had some sexual kind of things that she had from her previous jobs.
You
Now,
need to clarify.
I don't know that will cause problem coming here. My friend told me that may cause problems, so I wanted to check with immigration attorney, Mr. Hiss, to find out what if it would cause problem and if you can help me.
So how many wives do you already have?
I'm gonna have to object now. Jerome, you're not even interjected in this. You should be asking the question.
I'm really
Is she
enjoying
nice?
this.
Is she nice?
But
You
she
gotta-
wasn't nice.
She is very nice, guys. I'm
I
telling
know.
you, she is very nice. You want to
I
come over
know.
to my house, you can meet her when Mr. Hiss helps me bring her here.
Okay,
Yeah,
can
we'll-
you help him? Can you
We'll
help
text
him,
you.
Luis? Is this something you
Give
can
this
help
guy
him
your
with?
cell phone number.
Yeah.
Let give us a call and let's talk
Yeah,
about this a
all
little
right.
bit more than what we have.
What's
time
your
for.
office number? and
This
how do
doesn't
people-
constitute an
Give us your
attorney-client
office number, please.
relationship.
Office
Yeah.
number and website.
281-205-8540, LuisHessLaw.com.
Say that
Luis
again,
has-
Luis, so we can get it.
281-205-8540.
Call Luis. This is a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
We'll be happy to take the
Thank
call.
you,
I know that Luis
James
has
Harden.
his office is open now. You could call now. He's got a whole staff of
He does.
assistants
Big
and
Oh, that is
attorneys to help.
fantastic. I know your
Big
show will
staff.
be over soon. I'll just come straight to his office. I have already found his address online.
Oh, good,
I'm
good.
looking forward
He'll-
to meeting you, Mr. Hiss.
Oh, he's going to be so excited.
We'll
to
see you over there.
All right.
We'll be
Yeah,
there
we'll
tonight.
all be there.
We'll be
All
there
right.
tonight.
Thank you, Legal Fix. Thank you, Legal Fix. You are doing great work in the
Oh.
community.
Thank you, James
so much.
Harden.
Thank you
You've
for
been
the
a very
call. We
entertaining
appreciate
caller.
it.
Excellent.
Okay,
Man, that
we're
guy-
going to take Carlos is telling me. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Have you had any naturalizations from Honduras? People that have come from Honduras who were naturalized?
Handful.
Okay. Are
Is
they
this a
pretty good
cigar-related
people? I just
question?
want to know if they're
Yeah.
pretty good people because Carlos Medici is our producer, and Carlos is a naturalized citizen, and he was
flip the
just
mic.
this year, right, Carlos?
Congratulations.
Yeah, we wanted to have him on the show. Carlos, yes, sir.
There he is,
Great.
the man behind the magic.
Yeah, there's Carlos. Yes, sir. Good deal. Okay, so let's take a break, and we'll come back, and we're going to try to do a little more immigration, try to do some hot topics. We're going to do Rittenhouse. We're going to do
Travis Scott.
and we're going to roll through it. So we'll be right back.
That
Oh, we
works.
got another
Take
caller,
it.
too.
Wow.
So hold on, caller.
All
We'll
right.
be right with you.
We'll be
come
right
back.
back.
Yeah.
I'm here for your blood! Whoosh. One donation saves 3 lives. To the hero bus. Donation time. Hey, you ready to donate? Oh, blood bomb.
I'm Bruce Tuff, principal of the Tuff Law Firm. We are a full-service law firm serving the greater Woodlands area and the greater Houston area. Contact us at 281-681-0808. We're tough for you.
When's the last time you heard this sound and actually called the police? Yeah, didn't think so.
Hey, welcome back to the Legal Fix. I'm here with our super lawyer, Luis F. Hess, Fernando Hess, and we're talking about your toughest legal questions concerning anything immigration related. And we're going to extend this segment of the show because we have so many callers, and here we have one now. We'll take the call. Hello, caller.
Welcome to the Legal Fix.
Hello.
What's your question?
My name is Hortensia, and I've lived in America for about 10 years. I have 2 kids that were born
What is your
here.
question, Hortensia?
How do I go about getting my citizenship? Because I'm an undocumented immigrant right now.
Okay, Luis, Hortensia.
All right. How did you did you enter the United States with a visa or without a visa?
Without a visa.
Without a visa. All right. And how old are your kids?
My kids are 11 and 12 now.
All right.
And they're American citizens, the kids born
They
here?
are,
Okay.
Pablo and
All right.
Juanita.
Okay.
Are you married?
Not anymore.
Okay. Have you previously been married to an American or a legal permanent resident?
Probably
I'm not a current legal resident.
No.
I got married.
Your ex.
Your baby daddy.
No,
Your baby
no, he
daddy is
wasn't.
what he means. He's
So
not talking
no,
properly.
my baby daddy is not either.
all right.
He's in Mexico still.
Okay. Have you ever been the victim of a crime here in the United States?
No, I have not.
Okay. Have you ever applied for asylum?
No, I have not.
Okay. Have you? Well, the fact of the matter is there at this point in time, there's really not much that can be done. But once your kids get older, there's a way they can help you. But it requires a little bit more work on their part. There's this neat thing called parole in place for foreign nationals who are the parents of somebody currently in the military. So because you cross over without inspection, without permission, there's no way to fix your status directly through your kids unless they join the military. And through that, and they're to age 21, they can get essentially a document for you that says that you entered legally. It's a legal article. It's a legal process. And then because of that, you can adjust your status from undocumented to green card through your kids. And then once you have the green card for at least 5 years, have no real criminal issues, you can then naturalize. But at least what you're presenting right now, if you're not married, you're not a victim of a crime, not a victim of domestic violence, there's really not much that we can do for you at this point in time.
Well, you know what? I've got news for you, caller. If you were living in 1986 and you were presented with the same situation, the Immigration Reform and Control Act, which was called the Grand Bargain under Ronald Reagan, allowed amnesty for long-term illegal aliens in exchange for increased enforcement of entry and employment law. And we had over 3 million that were granted amnesty at that time. You probably didn't know that, Luis. I'm just here to add a little historical context.
Did Honey Badger do that research for you?
Yeah. I've done all my research, in fact, and that kind of goes through the 2012 DACA, which was created through an executive order to allow people who came here, who were brought here by their parents and
Dreamers.
born here to the Dreamers, right? Did you know about that, Luis? 'Cause
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. I'm glad. All right.
So it sounds like there's still that same pathway.
Well, DACA, the only thing DACA provides is an opportunity to work here in the United States. It used to be that you could get what's called an advanced parole, allows you to leave the United States and come back.
By Hortense.
And if you could, if you had this advanced parole, you could re-enter the United States, and essentially your re-entry is legal. Therefore, it fixes your unauthorized status. But in near the end of last year, of 2020, it changed so that that the government interprets it as whatever status you came in, you remain even if you leave the United States and come back. If we're talking about advanced parole, permission to leave and re-enter.
So here's my opinion. Immigration is so screwed up right now. It has been so polarized and so politicized. I actually thought back to 2013 when the Gang of Eight had Senate legislation to provide a path of citizenship to, that time, 11 million immigrants that were living, illegal immigrants that were living in the United States. And that's where the political bombshell started. It was like, okay, we're not going to do, first of all, we're not going to allow that legislation to pass, and we're not going to do anything about it from now on. And we were just faced with executive orders. So what's the fix, Luis? How do we fix this?
There is no direct or great fix to the entire process. I mean, the fact of the matter is that you, on one hand, you have people who are DACA recipients, and they're brought over by their parents, not through any choice of their own, but because they are kids, have some type of work status and would like to adjust, but unless they're married an American, unless in some instances their kids go to the military, there's really not much of an option. And so it seems unfair, but then you also have people who spend the thousands of dollars, the years going through the process, who would be offended if other people who didn't have to go through the same process got legalized. There is no real middle ground that I think you can see from either Republicans or Democrats. Either you get something where people are mad because they, if you would, they shortchange the system, or people who can never be legalized unless they meet very, very specific criteria.
Why don't we loosen the rules so more people can come in and they won't have to sneak over
I think we're operating under the 1997 Immigration Act, which capped it to a total number of immigrants that can come in. I don't even know how many it is annually. It used to be 700,000.
That makes people have to sneak in.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there is a cap with respect to green cards. There's no cap with respect to
visas.
Well, some visas, the H-1B, there is. When it comes to naturalizing, there's obviously no cap. With respect to family, there's a cap, but there is, at least for Americans who are married to a foreign national, there is no cap.
Okay.
That's right.
No cap.
Is the immigration process too complicated?
You asked the immigration lawyer.
Yeah, well, I think...
Hey, I've got a
I would answer
random
yes.
fact for you.
I would answer yes.
We admit more immigrants than every other country combined every year.
Yeah, well...
but we have higher demand.
We do.
Everybody wants to come the rest of the world combined does not let in as many immigrants as we do.
Well,
they probably don't keep track of it.
What's really challenging about immigration law is the fact that immigration tends to favor two types of groups. Those with immediate relatives, that is, you married an American, and there's a lot of things that can be done if it's that type of category.
And you can support
you
the
can
individual
order your
that
wife out
comes
of a
in.
catalog.
Yeah, that's...
Or the second
Female
option.
order
She's
bride.
nice. Take
She's
it for
very
me.
nice.
Page
She is
39.
good.
It's the other option is people who have started a business or a high level executives or people with a lot of money.
People with money.
It does not favor people who are, let's say, in their 20s, early 30s with a master's degree, and they want to work here. There are companies who want their services. There's not much of options. Unless you're from Mexico, from Canada, and you fall under the NAFTA treaty. If, let's say, you're from Honduras, let's say you're from China, let's say if you're from
Honduras, Honduras, yay.
There's
Carlos.
real no option, and it's what makes us what we would have to move to a point system that you normally would see in Europe, in Canada, that if you meet so many different categories, you can get in.
What about if you're really special and you can get the big O, the O1?
The O1 visa is a great option, but you typically are not going to see that from somebody who's in their 20s or early 30s. Most people who are going to qualify for the O1, which for those of you out there asking, what's the O1 visa? That's somebody who has demonstrated extraordinary abilities within their career or had extraordinary success, which is defined by either high salary in the industry in the country to work in, that they manage people, or have managed large projects.
If they play basketball.
El Chapo.
Well, there is an athletic visa, which is more kind of like the P or S visa, or P or you could do the O. But it's also the idea that they've written articles that have been published by people who would read by their own, that would be read by their own peers. Let's say if you're a lawyer, it'd be published in a legal journal, for instance, or they've been interviewed. The idea is that you're so great at your job, people want to know your thoughts about whatever it is that you're involved in. That you, let's say you're an engineer and you present at OTC, Offshore Technology Conference here in Houston. The idea is that if you're a panelist or you're a judge of other people's work,
you're an expert.
You're an expert.
What if you just invented the COVID virus vaccine? Would you now come under O? Would you be a big O?
I would think so, because I would think it would fit under multiple categories within that.
Hopefully you're on the no-fly list already.
Okay, now, Luis, this is all screwed up. This sounds like it's just made up as I go. Okay, now I think what we'll do is we'll let people in who are very nice, then we'll just change it. But so in 2015, understand that that's what happened with the expansion of the Flores settlement in 1997 to cover accompanied minors, and that led to the catch and release programs. And that was a policy for asylum seekers waiting court hearings, and then that just created an open floodgate situation. And then when Trump came into office, Trump says, okay, I'm going to sit here and enforce the law, but you guys in Congress need to come up with immigration reform. And he put it back on him. He said, you fix it, but I'm going to enforce the laws the way they are. And now...
But then AOC went and let them all out of their cages.
Then, apprehensions in the United States dropped 75% from its peak. He negotiates the Immigration Protection Protocol, better known as the Remain in Mexico. It requires asylum seekers to stay in Mexico awaiting a court date. Now it's like, oh, everybody come on in. Just come on in with no control, no requirements, no enforcement whatsoever. So we need Congress to fix this.
You didn't even get to the $400,000 reparation payment.
Oh, I know.
That's okay.
Listen, my head's spinning.
This is an important question I have for you, though,
all right,
if we can jump for a moment. How long do you have to stay married to maintain your residency if you marry into an American family?
Assuming that you came over with a visa, you're inspected, and you have no real criminal issues. It's essentially in order to get your green card, it's going to take you about a year. And then you have to stay at least married for 2 years, file for your what's called a permanent green card rather than a temporary. And then once that's approved, you can divorce.
So if she divorces you before then, you're...
Well, if there's a reason for the divorce, it's not just because...
Flagrante delicto?
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds like a par delicto to me.
Yeah.
The idea is that if you're divorcing because of let's say domestic violence, and domestic violence can run both ways.
Then we let her stay.
Well, it actually can also be, domestic violence also applies for men. If men are a victim of domestic violence, if it's a straight couple, gay couple, doesn't matter. And let's say they are a victim of violence, they can get divorced and still maintain their green card, because the idea under the VAWA Act, Violence Against Women Act, which it applies to everybody, so long as you enter the marriage with good faith and are the victim of violence and are married to an American or even a green card holder, the idea is that it's not your fault that you're the victim of domestic violence. You can still stay in the United States. Now, the domestic violence is actually given a pretty large latitude. It doesn't require physical violence. It can be emotional violence. It can be financial. How financial? Well, I've previously worked with foreign nationals, mainly men, who have married an American woman, and their wife has said, "You give me all your money, or I'll divorce, or I will call ICE and they'll pick you up." And so, under threat of being deported, they're essentially become
Being held
beholden to their spouse, and it's like, well, you actually can. There's a way that you can get around it, but a lot of people don't know it.
That's good stuff.
So there are a lot of things that can go into
Nelson.
the
Hold Nelson.
process
Rear
of
naked chokehold.
of helping somebody stay here. So there are multiple ways. So to answer your question, yeah, you can kind of think of it as 3 years, but there are, of course, as you know, exceptions to the rule.
All right.
Very good.
All right, Carlos, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back for the last segment. We just blew through our half-hour show, extended to an hour show because we had so many questions for super lawyer Hesquire, Luis Fernando Hess. So we'll be right back, and we're going to take Hot Topics right after that.
I'm Bruce Tuff, principal of the Tuff Law Firm. We are a full-service law firm serving the greater Woodlands area and the greater Houston area. Contact us at 281-681-0808. We're tough for you.
It's time to change. If you like country, we play it. If you like pop, we play it. If you like Latin music, we play it. If you like rock and roll, we play it. Because no one does fusion music like we do. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Welcome back to the Legal Fix, brought to you by the Tuff Law Firm, where we answer your toughest legal questions. Call our hotline at 936-900-2381. Today we've been discussing the American Dream with our special guest, Luis F. Hess, super lawyer, about immigration issues. All right, we're going to jump into Hot Topics as a lot's been going on in the country and especially in Houston, Texas. And Boy Wonder's going to take us through the Hot Topics. Let's start with the Rittenhouse trial.
Yeah, Bruce, I have a question for you first.
Yes.
What happened last week? Where were you? We had Echo the Dolphin on the show.
Oh, my God. I partied so hard after the Against Incorporation win on Tuesday night.
Why did we win?
Because the township was trying to shove this incorporation issue down in the power of the people. They spoke up. They said, we're not fixing anything that's not broken, and we don't want big taxes and big government in our city. I don't care what you guys say. So I partied hard. I had a lot of fun. I lost my voice. I got a little sick, but I'm back.
So you just flaked on us?
Hey, I showed up. You heard me. I was like,
did you
I was like Boy Wonder.
Did you speak with Dracula after the victory?
Oh, yeah.
Gordy Bunch?
No, I did not. He went underground. He went back into his cave.
He
has not surfaced.
He hasn't surfaced?
Yes.
Do you
No,
think
he's
he
out.
forgot his daylight ring?
He must have.
Do you have a message for him?
Yeah, he needs to think about this
Gordy,
strongly.
you can still
He needs to
redeem
leave.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave.
He needs to. I think that whole township board. I think I should thank him for is, hey, you educated the community and you did us a favor, and now everybody knows how dysfunctional you guys are.
Can you withstand another attack from foreign corporation next election, or is
I can.
Gordy going
I'm
to tip
ready.
the scales?
No, if he tries to do that again, he's crazy.
How many times did you vote in this election?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll just keep doing it over and over and over because I'm going to get my way. No, there's no way. We're standing up to him.
Hot Topics. Rittenhouse trial is ongoing. He actually took the stand. There's a lot of debate on whether or not a defendant should take the stand.
Did he do good?
I don't know if he did good or bad. I think that
Saw some crying images.
His case for self-defense was put on by the prosecution, though.
Crying Jordan.
Each of
the guy with the furry.
Tell us about Rittenhouse. Where's he
whistlebrush?
from? What happened? What's the incident? I know you know about this Boy
So
Wonder.
Kyle Rittenhouse is from Illinois.
Right.
He went next door to Kenosha, I believe was the name of the city, during a riot. It was a severe riot. And he went over to help protect property and to administer first aid.
with a high
machine gun.
with a high-powered
No,
rifle.
machine gun. That's inaccurate term. It's a rifle. It is a rifle.
Yes.
A single, not a single shot, but
What do you do with that?
Semi-automatic rifle. He shot 3 people and killed 2 people.
Why?
And he's on trial.
Why did he do that?
And he's on trial
What's he
for
saying?
murder.
He says it
Why?
was self-defense.
He is? Okay.
Well,
so
and I
they
think
attack
You can't
him, or
defend
was
a
he
bottle
attacked?
rocket with a machine gun.
Okay. All right.
This
too
is
much.
true, and you can't defend property with a gun.
Yeah.
What was most interesting, though, was one of the developments. The prosecutor attempted to introduce propensity evidence,
Nish,
which is to
nish.
say that he had a propensity for violence, and the judge
Crushed
lost
him.
it. I mean,
But he- yeah.
crushed
No,
it.
he also
he got-
said his
do we have a clip of that?
There was statements that he didn't. How
we
come
have
you
a
weren't
clip of that?
talking
We do
before?
have a clip of that.
How
Carlos,
come
can
you were
pull
not
that clip
talking
up of the
before?
judge crushing him?
The
They void-ironed it out.
prosecutor tried to get it in. It was
Tried to.
limine.
It was subject
and
to-
he
limited
brought
out.
it in front of
And
the
then he
jury,
said it anyway.
And the judge niche
Yeah.
and got
He
just went
freaked
around.
out about it.
In,
and he
in
had a
defense
little
of the prosecutor,
spasm.
Rittenhouse did testify that he had previously wished that he had brought his gun to defend property at a prior event. And
But that's
so-
not like constantly fantasizing about having. Here it is.
Here it is. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Commenting on the defendant's pretrial silence, which is a well-known rule.
Well-known rule.
Well,
rule.
he goes.
That's like
So,
Miranda
and
rights
this is
out right
this is a
there.
huge deal. This is what really got him into hot water.
Yeah.
So, the Fifth Amendment is the right to not self-incriminate.
Yeah.
And that's an absolute right that we have.
And
on
they
some
excluded
level.
those statements from the evidence and any mention of those statements in trial. And so that was a niche on the
Right.
Was that
prosecutor's
guy
part.
who said
Griffin-
that the elected DA, the guy with the lip sweater,
the bristler.
Yeah.
He's the head DA.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow.
He's the top
He's
dog.
highly
Okay.
unlikable.
All right, so what's
So
going to happen on
Griffin,
the trial?
Griffin
What-
v. California said the defendant was put on trial for first-degree murder in 1965, and the judge instructed the jury that the fact that he did not testify should be construed as being admission of guilt.
Okay.
The Supreme
Mistrial.
Court said, niche,
No.
don't think so.
Right.
You're not allowed to
Mistrial.
do that.
Yeah.
So in this trial, they have filed a motion for mistrial with prejudice, meaning that he'll never be tried for this again if granted, because the prosecutor introduced to the jury the idea that his lack of speaking after being arrested, which falls under his Miranda rights, was an admission of guilt.
Okay.
So he can't be tried again?
Okay.
If the motion is passed, then, or if the motion is granted, then it would be with prejudice, where it would never be refiled.
So motion is before the judge, has not ruled on it, but there may be a mistrial, and that will
With
end
prejudice.
with prejudice, which would end
So
the
we'll have
trial.
more
That'd be
updates
fundamental error,
Send
which
him back
would
to the
crash the
Rittenhouse.
case. Yeah.
He gone.
All right.
He gone.
All right. What's
Kylie.
going on with Travis Scott?
Astro World.
Same old same.
All
He incited another riot, and now there are 8 dead, multiple injuries. Of
He's gotten
others.
bucked
Well, he
before.
didn't incite a riot. He was
Concerts.
being accused of inciting a riot, but all he's doing is having a
Mayor
big
Sylvester
concert,
Turner
right?
said that an investigation is ongoing, and they're going to
Sylvester.
get to the bottom of it. And
Oh,
I believe
my.
that means they're going to file charges
So
against
this
him.
is inciting a riot like Trump, Trump incited a riot, same thing?
I think it's a little more direct because he was actually there speaking to the crowd as these events were going on.
Let's hear
Okay.
about this lawsuit. Carlos just had the clip queued
Oh,
up.
really? Oh, good.
Here's
Let's
a
see
little
it.
Skip to the
Okay.
end, like
Yeah.
the last minute, where they're talking about the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And there's a statement from the attorney on there as well.
Okay.
You'll see the lawsuit up. There you go.
Yeah, so this is straight from ABC News. I'm not hearing any sound.
Click on the right
There we
over
go.
here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News
Maybe
app for
back
breaking.
a little
Were
bit.
fighting for their lives to get
Oh,
out
here
of
it
that
is.
Here it
crowd.
is.
Robin, they said that this simply should not have happened.
Back about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You'll see the
That
lawsuits.
Travis Scott
Keep going.
and other artists like him understand. Concert
That's
goers
good.
want to be safe.
Who were at this concert event, and they were talking about the crush of people and how they literally were fighting for their lives to get out of that crowd.
This is sad.
Robin, they said that this simply should not have happened.
8 people died. 9. Actually, 9.
Hi, everyone.
had
The last guy
today.
died?
Yeah, last girl died.
$1 million lawsuit. So the lawsuit was filed in Harris County. It didn't even have a cause number on it. They showed an image of it right
Okay.
before that clip.
Yeah, so
the
the-
attorney said this had happened before at a Travis Scott concert. He should have been aware that this was a risk, and we're going to hold him accountable for it, so
What?
things like this don't happen again.
Premise liability is all founded on notice. How much notice did they have of the issue that was coming, right? did they have 4 notice? And I
All right,
think the
who's
fact that
taking
he
sides
is,
on this?
It's a
Let's have
calculated
versus.
risk.
Let's have a versus. All right,
It's a
who are you
calculated
for?
risk.
What
Look
do
at
you
this
say,
on
Wonder?
the
Tell me
screen.
what you're doing.
Why were all the
before
victims
we jump
Hispanic?
there, Luis had something really interesting to discuss about immigration as it relates to this.
Right. So one of the things that we're considering is whether or not this actually would be a good U visa case. So what is a U visa?
This is sneaky stuff.
U visa is somebody who's a victim of a crime and reports it to the police. And typically,
let me stop you real quick. What did you say about Travis Scott when we talked about this tragedy? He could actually use this to what? What was your conclusion?
Well, I think it might be a good option for the people who are victims. If they're here without papers, without legal status, because they are the victims of a crime, we can show that some type of, it's not just a crime, but it's some type of crime involving assault, battery, something that's serious, something that involves physical
and intentional.
So the Astroworld victims could use this to live the American dream.
Conceptually, yeah. I mean, if
I'll be darned.
if they report
Wow,
it to
you
the
heard it
police,
here.
They
You heard
help
it here
the police.
first.
You know, if we can show that there's a criminal element behind it, and that there's a lot of questions there. But if there's a criminal element behind it, they report it to police. They help the police put these people in prison. They work with the local DA. Then yeah, they if they apply for a U visa, they can then get a work permit under the new regulations. Under it's a change from the Trump administration to the Biden administration.
Tell the victims how it's done. What do they need to do?
Well, if they reported the crime, if the victims reported a crime to the police, let's say, or even the people who survived, that is the people who end up passing away, the survivors, if they're direct family members, they can, and they work with the police in ensuring that whoever is responsible for this, whoever that may be, I don't know who that is right now, is brought on criminal charges. We can help them file the U visa, which would allow them to work here in the United States while their application is pending. The application itself is not a quick process, and we're not talking 6 months. We're not talking a year. We're talking about 3 or 4 years.
So Travis Scott goes to jail, you could get a U visa.
Theoretically, yeah.
If you're
About
if
1
you're
minute, let's
complaining
throw it
witness.
down.
Real talk, survivors of the Astroworld tragedy or family members, you can call Luis Hess,
Right.
Yeah,
and he
right.
can help you use this and turn it into a positive experience.
Right. We can walk through the process. We can see the pros and cons. But the fact of the matter is, the U visa is very helpful for people who overstayed their visa, who came over without inspection, weren't paroled at the border, at the airport. If we were to do a U visa, you get the work permit. Once approved, you can then convert that to a green card. And so you can include spouses in the petition, and you can also include children under age 21.
Perfect.
So it's a great way to turn a tragic event into potential
Great.
benefit for people.
Great
Yes,
segue
yeah.
from the
Amazing.
Travis Scott back to immigration with Lise Hefts. That'll conclude it for our show. I want to thank you for tuning in to The Legal Fix,
Thank
brought to you
you.
by
Throw
the
it
Tough
down
Law
versus
Firm.
next week.
Please call us at 281-681-0808. Visit our website, thetoughLawFirm.net, or ask a question in the comments below. To get the latest legal fix, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can catch past episodes and highlights at thetoughLawFirm.net/legal fix. Special thanks to our guest, Luis Heff with the Hess Law
Luis
Firm,
Heff,
super
Esquire.
immigration lawyer. I'm the big deal, Bruce Tuff, for Boy Wonder, Brandon Riley, super lawyer, G.I. Jerome, and Jeremy Hall. We'll see you next Friday at noon at The Legal Fix.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.